favorite song of the week. Jeremiah with Big Sean and Chris Brown.
Chris
I
Brown.
think of you.
Beautiful song. Beautiful
love
song.
it.
Beautiful song. And you know who has compiled this playlist? You can hear. You can hear. You can hear. Good afternoon to all of you, Kofifi landers. 10 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. It is the KYC right here on 97.2 Kofifi FM. Thank you so much to James and Blanca. They
Yes.
just exited the building. They call themselves The Vibe.
That's a vibe. You want a vibe?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young people. Well, we're continuing right here on the KYC, seeking to empower, motivate, and inspire young people out there. We have a beautiful and literally
Beautifully indeed. Beauty personified.
beautiful, beautiful woman in studio with us, and we'll make introductions of her after the break, talking to a beautiful, beautiful woman who has accomplished a lot. Accomplished a lot. And she's going to be speaking to you as the young woman out there. And I want you to stay tuned in
Yeah.
because there's a lot that we're about to talk about.
Definitely.
Going back to what we were speaking about yesterday, I think we must just do what you call a moonwalk and go and start over.
Yeah.
Start over talking about that.
I think it's important that we do because it's so relevant, but you guys have to stay tuned for that. And as we said, we do have a beautiful guest in studio, guys. Like, you just need to see this. We are streaming live, so please make sure that you try and get a hold of us on our social platforms. That is Kofifi FM 97.2 on Facebook. On Twitter, we are at Kofifi FM _972. And then, of course, on Instagram, it is Kofifi FM. And you know, it's about to get real. Get us on 071. Ooh. 0714259577. This is the KYC only on Kofifi FM.
Yeah, I'm the man, I'm legit. Just been tan on the crib. Bitch, I look like a superstar from whatever angle it's lit. I'm a real
Yes, that is your girl B, the original Behave. Beyonce with Check on It.
The original, she says.
Yes,
I think home is original. Home is original.
Well, that if we want to get into that debate, that is a story for another day. So
21.
we'll leave that.
21 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. Welcome back. It is Kofifi FM 97.2. Beyonce Check on It featuring, is it Bun B?
Bun B, and then there's one with another guy. So let's go with Bun B.
All right. Before that, we gave you a beautiful song by Kespanyo Vest, Titomboen.
Sha.
All right.
Where does it get all those 10 rands from?
I don't know. I think you go to the bank and kind of change it.
I want that. I want to be shashering around here.
Talking about shashering, here's a woman that has been shashering in her life.
Yes.
In terms of success after success, glory after glory, and prestige, I might say. But it does not come with, the glitz and the glam only. It comes with hardship that people do not see from the outside. That nights and days when you're crying alone, the kind of inspiration that you have to push yourself and propel yourself to the next level.
Yeah.
We're talking to a beautiful woman, Miss Commonwealth 2016. Mrs. I ask for apology. Mrs. Commonwealth 2016. Her name is Lucy Peter. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. Very excited to be here. Wow, I love the energy here.
Wow.
I was just about to say, Lucy, Elias was saying that it's not all glitz and glam, but you definitely do make it look like all that glitter is all that gold is glittering. So you really are an amazing looking woman. Let's start on the physical. So we're obviously going to get into some of the very not so glittery topics of our society. But as we said earlier, that we're going to speak about the dangers of being comfortable. And we know that it is Women's Month, so we're going to do our best and our bit to honor women. That is why we have Lucy's a beautiful woman with us in studio today. But we'd like to get into your mind as well with regards to what we're going to speak about. And Elias, do you want to start off with the way we went about it yesterday?
Oh, most definitely. We were talking about getting away from the point of being comfortable in life. There's a saying now. They call it levels.
Babes on levels.
They call it levels. But when we look at that, taking the same same kind of statement that they use in terms of levels, in life we need to have, I think, a little consciousness of going from one level to the next level.
Yeah.
People that stay at one level in life are deemed to be comfortable, and they've set their mind and they do not see growth anymore in their lives. So we want to interrupt that mindset. We want to interrupt and shake it off from the young people, that you do not become complacent sitting at one level of your life.
Yes.
Now that you have a matric, you want to just sit at home and hope that something will happen. You have to stand up and find yourself dreaming and becoming something. But particularly today, because it is a Wednesday, we're speaking to young women. And who else better than Lucy to come and speak to the young woman out there in terms of comfortability? If I would ask you a question, Lucy, what do you think breeds a mindset of comfortability?
I think that women nowadays, or young people, are comfortable because they don't really know what their true potential is.
Right.
They don't really have an idea of opening their imagination and expectations of what really is possible out there as well. And I think also there's a lot of fear because they are not confident in themselves.
Yes.
Also, I think they don't respect themselves and don't expect others to expect the best or give them the best opportunities as well. So I think they limit themselves, and it's all fear of the unknown as well, and fear out of not being able to have the knowledge or skills as well. So feeling afraid that they're not competent. And then, like you said, not having that mindset of dreaming big, of expecting that God can bless you and enlarge whatever you have.
I love that you said using the word expect, because that is a very, that word is very vague, but it carries so much weight. And I think it's important as a young lady and as a young person at large for us to understand that expectation sort of breeds action, and it sort of takes you out of that level of being comfortable. So I love that you say that, and also enhancing your imagination. If you are being referred to as living in La La Land, it's okay. It's just you sort of elevating yourself out of you being stagnant, as we said yesterday, and not just being in that one position. But it's so dangerous because I don't know if I'm safe to touch on this topic, but with regards to young girls and expectation and being comfortable, I feel like the mindset is, yes, we are comfortable, okay, fine, but because we are still being fed, or we are still getting luxury in that, that's why we're not doing anything. And I feel like as young women, we definitely are, no shade to the guys, but we definitely are the power, like we are the strength. So if we are stagnant, can you imagine how much we're holding back from the world, or how much we're keeping the world back? So I think it's very important to understand the weight of expectation and what you can do with it and what you can stop with it as well. So that's quite important.
Absolutely. You know, there's an African proverb that goes, you know, if you educate a boy, you educate a man. But when you educate a woman, you actually educate a village.
Yes. Wow.
So really, I am the firm believer that we need to work together. I, as a wife, I work together with my husband, and I feel that we are both created so differently but so wonderfully, and we both have strengths, and together we make such a formidable team. So, and I definitely believe that, you know, women definitely have so much to give if they can only tap into their true potential and stop limiting themselves as seeing themselves only as a wife and a mother, which those two functions are so amazing and so wonderful and so critical and so relevant, you know, in our homes and in our community and in our society. But they should actually see themselves as being able to give so much more. I mean, they run their home, so they have so much, you know, to give in terms of financial skills at home. Definitely. So much of psychology that and empowerment that they could offer to their husbands and to their children. And for me, that's really where it begins. It all begins at home, but then making a bigger impact in society.
Sorry, just one more question to touch on what you said. As a mother, and I think as a woman, would you then say we sort of almost forced into being comfortable or being stuck in life because we often do what we have to and not always what we want to?
You know, reality. Okay, we live in a real world, and there are real challenges, and we sometimes need to do what we have to do. In doing that, you know, I think God has put us where He wants to be, and we have choices in life. You know, so no matter what your circumstance and what is thrown in your path, I think that you need to embrace it, and you need to confront it, and you need to devise a way and a plan of achieving so much more. No matter what mistakes you've made, you know, what's important is that you look to the past to learn from it. You don't look to the past and then relive those things and the mistakes you've made. You know, and you need to remember that you are created for more than what you are, what you expect to be. So, you know, look to your dreams and your and your hopes, and know that you already, you know, you create. The Bible tells me that I'm wonderfully and awesomely made. Yeah, absolutely. So we already have the skills, we already have the talents. All we need to do is look at what we have, what we're good at, you know, and think and view yourself as being made for God's glory. You know, and if you are able to take care of yourself and nurture what you are able to give, and empathy and love should drive that and make an impact and making other people's lives better. And if you channel that, you'll see that you will be able to, in doing what you have to, you will actually find fulfillment and a purpose.
And you will not be stuck, because there's definitely growth. I love that.
14:30 is the time. Kofifi FM 97.2. This is the KYC right here on 97.2. We're going to go for a break. When we come back on the other side, I want us to touch a little on the journey of going through Miss Commonwealth. The psychological battles that you had to go over, the fears that you talked about, how you overcame just sitting at home and, you know, wondering, because you have contestants that are also willing and able to, to take the crown. But how did you overcome that?
Yeah.
It's 97.2 Kofifi FM. It's a Wednesday. We're talking to young ladies out there within the communities. Going for a break, coming back on the other side.
Gauteng citizens in matters of governance and service delivery. Hashtag Get to Know GPL.
My name is Sipho Masai, Chief Operating Officer of Rainwater. The intrusion of our pipeline network makes it difficult for Rainwater to access and maintain our infrastructure.
20 minutes before the top of the hour, 3 o'clock. KO Skanda Love featuring Nandi Ngoma. Beautiful, beautiful song. I like that.
She's Nandi Madida now.
Oh, Madida.
She's glowing in a married woman glow and in a full splendor. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Before that, we gave you Rihanna. What is it? If It's Loving.
That you want.
That you
Come and take a walk with me.
Beautiful track. Took me a little bit back.
Yes,
Took me
that
a
was
little
the
bit back.
point. You know, Rihanna in the 18 days, in
Took
the
me a
18
little bit
area.
back. Yeah. All right, we're back at it, and this is the KYC. Thank you very much for tuning and staying with us right here on Kofifi FM 97.2. We still have Lucy Peter in studio with us. This is Miss Commonwealth 2017, and she is just sharing, I suppose, you know, that wisdom that a mother, beautiful as she is, she's been married for 22 years. Could you believe
Guys,
that?
can I just
I
say
could
this
say-
is goals?
I could say she's 22 looking at her now.
Yes, definitely. She is goals. You know, like, can we just discuss hashtag goals? Ray, that's what she is right now.
Well, taking a little journey towards you and getting into Miss Commonwealth. And you just shared a little information, you know, with us that it is a charity thing and Miss Commonwealth thing, but we'll elaborate on that later on. Tell us the process of entering into this competition and what was happening in your life then.
Well, you know, my life is pretty full. I have a full-time job and I've got two teenagers, and, you know, so this opportunity just arrived, you know, on my doorstep, literally on Facebook on a tag, you know, and someone clearly thought I should enter. And I said to my husband, and he said, of course you should. And I said, what? I didn't even know what this was all about. And I read about it and I saw that the Pink Drive was the charity of choice. And being a high-risk breast cancer patient myself, I've gone for 2 biopsies. I said, oh, wow. And my granny died of breast cancer. So, you know, it's important that you really know what are those things that affect you deeply and what you care about. Because for me, it was, you know what, oh my goodness, I have an opportunity here now. My granny would say to me, you didn't do anything. Because that message of early detection is so vital, especially that I'm aware now and I eat healthy and I go for my mammograms. So I thought, oh my goodness, I need to spread this message, you know, and now I can reach a wider network. And so that was really my driving force and my purpose, and that's what actually I was terrified. I wanted to get out of it, and you know, I sent in my application. I was very real in all the challenges and all of that, and you know, they put it out on Facebook that I was a finalist, so I didn't even have a chance to decline. It was already out there. And you know what? I was so afraid. I was so afraid because, you know, what if I failed? And what do people say about me?
Public humiliation.
Absolutely. And that was one of the things, you know, that I've learned along the journey, that it doesn't really matter what people think about you. As long as you are doing the best that you can. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything. It means that you just need to do your best. And whatever that is, I truly believe, and I've seen in my life, that God blesses it. It doesn't mean, you know, people say like the harder you work, the more lucky you get. I don't think it's luck. And I just feel, you know what, do your best in everything. Even if you're afraid, just step out. Even if it's one small toe that you put out there, you know, that little bit of effort, it really, really makes you grow and learn.
So the Mrs. Commonwealth competition is basically in its 3rd year now. I must admit, I didn't know anything about it until I met the beautiful Miss Lucy. So this is my initiation. And for those people that also don't know about it, what would you say to them, like with regards to your reign? Because you're currently reigning.
Yes,
you are
I'm the
reigning.
queen.
Yes, you are busy doing your full You're basically doing your job right now. And you also mentioned that you have a job. I want to touch on that as well. But what would you say to someone that is inquiring about the competition and the principles of the competition and how it aligns with what you believe in?
So the pageant is really about bringing wealth to the community, wealth in terms of women and youth empowerment, in terms of just becoming the best version of yourself. So just for me as a participant to grow and develop and become the best that I can be, and also bringing wealth to the community in terms of like health awareness and charity in terms of the Pink Drive and other initiatives. Like this year I'm involved in the cerebral palsy home in Rosettenville, and I also support a girls' home in Mowbray in Cape Town called Onseplek,
Okay.
for girls that are abandoned and abused and run away from home. So it's a safe haven for them.
Nice.
So that's basically, so the journey, you enter, you have your finalists, you've got certain milestones that you've got to achieve in terms of generating support for you to be in the competition, and then also doing the fundraising.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. You get women from all different walks of life, women with different capabilities, and it's a huge fear also to take part with them,
Yeah.
because we had Lizelle, who was top 5 in Mrs. South Africa, and we had Lisa, who was Mrs. KZN. And I'd never been in a pageant, I'd never modeled. I would describe myself as quite curvy. I don't look like a 20-year-old. I mean, I have a 21-year-old.
You look like a 20-year-old.
So I didn't look like the traditional model. I mean, I'm 1.56 meters, and I wear my cellulite and my scar and my stretch marks with pride.
Yes, I love that you are saying that, because I generally have a problem with the standards that they set for, pageants like Miss SA, Miss SA Teen. Like, I do feel like it's an abnormal reality they want us to aspire to. And this Mrs. World, Commonwealth, they actually target married women and between the ages of 25 and 55. That is where you basically feel like once you reach that, like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm not, as you said, you're not you're not who a general model would look like. Yet you are the winner of the charity one as well as Mrs. Commonwealth. So how did you feel? Like, what has it done for your self-confidence as a woman?
I'm glad you mentioned that, and I think that all pageants really have a place, because each of the pageants promote different platforms.
Yes.
And I love it that there's more pageants, because there's more finalists and more women out there that are really affecting their communities and contributing. So, together we're making a really big impact. Specifically the Mrs. Commonwealth, why I love being associated with this brand, it's because it's about an ordinary woman trying to be extraordinary and making an impact first and foremost in her own family, in her own community, and then of the South Africa. And now, I have an opportunity to take part in the Mrs. Universal in the elegance category in London. So I'm representing South Africa out of the country. Internationally.
Please tell us more about that.
So it's quite a nice competition. There's women from all over the world, and I'm in a category called elegance for over 45s. So I'm also afraid I don't, because there are women there who've been in pageants all their life, and they own beauty houses, and they've gone through every treatment, I think. But you know what, it's not about that. It's about you as a woman just being credible, representing yourself, believing in yourself, and just knowing that you have your own qualities. So for me, I think it's about not comparing yourself with other people, just believing in the best that you can be, and that's good enough. That's good enough. Just believing in yourself. And because you cannot do everything, and you cannot be the best in everything. So celebrate other people's strengths, and learn from other people, and keep growing as a person.
Most definitely.
Amazing. 14:47 is the time. Kofifi FM 97.2 on Wednesday, where we speak to young ladies, young women out there who aspires to become the next Lucy Peter.
Yes, girls.
Well, we're going to go for a break right now. When we come back on the other side, I just want us to touch a little bit on the confidence level of young ladies. And I want us to talk about the relationships that young women find themselves in.
Hebana.
And how that relationships tend to define who they become in their lives. Does a man, and I think there's a conversation that
You're coming with flames. I can feel it. I love it when you go into that. I love it.
Does a man define then a woman's future? Or who predetermines that future?
Yes.
We'll talk about that when we come back on the other side. It is 14:48, Kofifi FM 97.2, coming back. So Kelly himself, Kofifi FM 97.2, 9 minutes before the top of the hour, 3 o'clock. Welcome back to the KYC. This one is featuring Davido featuring R. Kelly. Beautiful, beautiful song. Beautiful song. Well, in conclusion of our conversation and in the starting of another one that can go on for hours, does a male then define the future of a woman? And we're talking to young women here, we're talking to young girls that are finding themselves in relationships where they are so leaning towards everything that man, in inverted commas, provides for them, that man, in inverted commas, gives to them. And, you know, there's a common ground that we find in relationships, and I understand that. But there's a point where I think it is lost when a woman then depreciates her value in light of, I respect my man, and he is then the only one.
Can I stand up for this?
You are still being...
The passion. I have passion, guys. I need you to understand where my statements will be coming from.
All right. I'm going to give it over to the ladies, and then I'll be the good referee in between.
All right. So what I was saying now, and guys, like, I'm very passionate about this. So at any point, if I do come across as being pushy, let me know what your views are. Let us agree to disagree. But I was saying to Lucy and to Elias earlier that I think as a young lady, we are generally, and I can openly admit to this because I do think that it's our reality, we're so dependent, or a great part of our persona is dependent on what other people think of us. So if we are not complimented, or if we are not acknowledged for something that we would want people to acknowledge, it defeats what we think of ourselves. So with answering your question, I do think that a lot of what we do is influence, or how far we go is influenced based on the interactions and the relationships we engage with. Because if you as a mother and as a wife, you're going to London, if your husband decides, I'm all for you doing you, and they never, like most guys never really, they say yes, but they say no mainly. So they'll be like, I'm all for you doing you, go girl, go get him girl, slay sister. And then they'll be like, but I'm lonely, so you can't leave me. So automatically you change your mind because you don't want your husband, because there are a lot of repercussions come from that. So you change your mind and you compromise yourself and your dream to stay for the comfortability of your family or your husband. But as a young girl, I think we compromise ourselves because of a guy. I really do think we do that a lot of the times. Yes. Some of us are smart enough to either balance it or to distinguish that this is my dream, and if it's gonna work out, if this is the man that God wants for me, he gonna come back. But I do think we compromise ourselves and our dreams and our pursues, the things we want to pursue.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, and that then it does beg the logical conclusion that it really does matter who you then marry, or who you're dating, or who is that man in your life. So that is why, ladies, we need to make very, very good choices. We need to make wise choices in terms of who we hang out with. Not only men, I'm just talking about people in general, that they don't pull you down. And you need to have the similar goals. Okay, and there is one man that determines my future, and that for me is the Lord Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. So it's important to have your faith and to have some anchor in your life, because then you will not be looking towards man or woman or people, for your self-fulfillment and your purpose. So you need to have something that grounds you, because that there will help you to deal with any setbacks, any negativity. It will keep you focused and on that journey of achieving and self-fulfillment. So have that anchor, but then choose the correct or the right man. And, listen to your parents and to people that are your advisors in life. It's important because in my journey, my husband was very supportive. And we have our goals for our family. We have our goals for our marriage. And we are very, very purpose-driven. So this whole journey of mine and my commitment to make a difference in the lives of people and in the lives of women, and to raise money for Pink Drive, it I was very limited in my vision. And as the journey progressed, I saw that I could achieve so much more.
Yeah.
Not on my own, but to harness the positive energy and the giving energy of people in my team and in my community, my friends, my network.
Yeah.
So we have great people out there. In the midst of so much that's going wrong in this country, there's so much good. And there's so much, the people in South Africa have big, big hearts. So coming back to the point of associating or having the right man in your life, it's true. We do want people we look for affirmation.
Yes.
We want them to say you're looking good. And you know what, ladies? That is our tool. We must use that as our strategy. So take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Eat well, dress well. It's all about influence. If you're looking so drab and, not fitting into society, obviously you're not going to have influence. And that's, if you want to make your mark, so you need to be able to influence people. And it's shallow that people judge you by the way you look.
Yeah.
But, so that's something you can control. So what I'm saying is, in this journey of life, control the things that you can.
Yes.
So take charge of that so that doesn't become a stumbling block to you. And when we're looking at becoming, stepping out of your comfort zone and achieving and being fulfilled and not looking at other people for your happiness, we say we stumble upon something. You cannot stumble on something if you're sitting down. You've got to get up and you've got to take action.
Yes.
Take control of your life. Know what you want. As a married woman, obviously I can't say I want to pursue all those dreams and goals and my family gets left behind.
Yeah.
I need to make sure first and foremost I'm a good mother and I'm a good wife, and together. And so that is why in this journey, I had to sit down with my children and tell them, this is what mom wants to do.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? This is what I want to do. To Simon, I said that, and I said, it will require you guys to help me, to be
Yes.
my support system, to go with me for social events. And Simon has attended every single event. And my
Yeah.
children have come to me for SA Fashion with me to SA Fashion Week.
Nice.
They are my strongest supporters. And for me, charity does begin at home. You cannot live a lie. You
Yes.
cannot hope to influence other people when you cannot do it in your own home. So for women out there, that's what I'm saying. If you want to make an impact in society, in your workplace, in the world, start by doing it at home. Live a true life. Be credible. Put your money where your mouth is. It's going to be difficult, but try in small ways. So forgiveness, compassion,
Yes.
love, just trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what's going to take you through. That's what's going to make you happy. And that's what's going to help you to achieve your dreams.
Beautiful, beautiful,
The
beautiful.
time is not with us today. I have so much things. A lot of what you said now. I had my mother. She's saying these things. I'm like, oh, okay. All mothers say the same thing, but I understand where it comes from. But hey, we do have 2 SMSs. One says, "Hi, Collar Pops and Big Daddy. Happy birthday, Lamondre Pietrus, aka Monas in Western, from your friends in Balta, Lemise, Cammy, Omi, Kaylee, and Pooper. Hope Mommy Lenora bederf jou goed." Okay, that was in Afrikaans. Whoop, Mommy Lenora bederf jou goed. And then we have another one. It's also a birthday message. It says, "Good day, Kofifi. I would like to wish my mom, Eugene, in Reveille, a happy birthday. May God's greatest blessings be upon her. Love you, mommy. From your son, Myron." Happy birthday, guys.
Wow. All right, we're fresh out of time. Lucy, any last words before we get out of here?
You are beautifully and wonderfully made. Trust trust your instincts, and do not give up on yourself. No matter what you've done wrong or what mistakes you've made, you can start with a clean slate and you can have a strong ending. So believe in yourself. You can do it, and the world is wide open to you. So go for it.
Wow.
Lucy Peter is her name. Thank you so very much for tuning into the KYC 97.2. We are out of here. Boss Lady of the News is standing by, and K Drive coming up next.
Thanks, guys.